Welcome, golf fans, pursuers of knowledge and the almighty dollar. This is your golf guru bringing you kind of a special piece of information that I've been looking for forever and cannot find. I thank you if you clicked on this. I think you're going to find great value in this. It's only going to take about 10 minutes to go over the players and go over how I came to these conclusions or this information. But it's something that is going to help you hugely. I think definitely in Showdown, but also it's going to help you in Classic, and I'll explain why in the Classic GPP tournaments. Let's get into this. So first off, if you are new to DFS, I just want to explain the scoring and why this is important. Of course, from a Showdown perspective, you get more points than you do in a Classic. And so if you take the minimum 3 birdies in a row, which is what counts, then you get the 5.7 per birdie, plus you get the 5-point bonus, which gets you to 22.25. Same thing for Classic. It's just less points, but you, of course, have more times that you can get it. Showdown's 1 round, 18 holes. Of course, Classic is over the life of the tournament. As long as the guy makes the cut, you get 4 shots at this, 12 points total. If he hits it per time, you get only 1 bonus per round. That's key to note. No matter if they get 3 birdies and then 3 birdies again and then 3 birdies again, it doesn't matter. You only get the bonus once. So just want to clarify that. The next thing is once you apply this, and I've done this recently, this is a recent tournament, I've had good success with it. I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all. It's another data point that you can leverage if you are in between a couple different guys and you're trying to figure out who you want to go with. It's one more thing to look at and go, you know what, I like this, I like that, I like that. And oh, by the way, at this percent, is what they have percentage-wise of getting the birdie consecutive bonus or the birdie streak bonus. And so that's what we're going to go into. And then all I want to do is also I'm going to give a little more information on, show you how I did this. Okay, the next thing is a piece of information came out of this that I had no clue and was not even thought of this. But every person that I researched and had to dive through their scorecards, what I noticed was they all made the cut except one person. So that's out of all the tournaments since the Tour Champions stopped, so the Safeway, all the way to the American Express. I'm recording this the day after on a Monday of the American Express just finalizing. And what came out of it was shocking that, you know, that anyone, no matter what round it landed in, round 1, 2, 3, or 4, I started to notice that every person was above the cut. Everyone made the cut. And that just kind of blew my mind. So also identifying the guys that tend to get these birdie streak consecutive bonuses, you're also got a very good chance that these guys should make the cut. So I just thought that was kind of a side piece of information that came out that was, you know, pretty important. All right, real quick, I just want to show you how I came to this, and it was painstaking because, like I said, I looked everywhere to try to figure this out. And so if you go to even PGAtour.com and you type in, you know, consecutive birdie streaks, you're going to find this. The problem is what they're showing you is that either for a length of period of time, you can pick just not tournament only. You can also pick up to the date, so it'll, you know, calculate. So if you pick year to date all the way to the Amex, what you're going to get is, oh, Tony Finau right now has the most birdies in a row for one tournament, and that doesn't tell you anything. No one cares about that. It doesn't help us at all that right now he's the leader in that. So what I had to do, but I did use this, I did leverage it, and how I leveraged it, let me go to the Shriners back there, is that I was able to go here for each tournament and find out the guys that at least had 3 birdies in a row, 3 consecutive birdies. And so then what I did is took all these guys for each tournament, put them in Excel, and then what I did is I went through each tournament, each of these guys, and looked at their scorecards. And so looking at Emiliano Grino, just as an example, round 1, he had 6 birdies in a row on the back. He had 1 on the front, but we only get 1-time bonus. So of course you get all the points for the birdies, but you only get the bonus 1 time per round. Well, funny enough, Emiliano Grino actually got it again in round 2. He did it again in round 3, and amazing enough, he did it again in round 4. And I just wanted to point this out that the 9th hole, he got a birdie, the 10th and the 11th, which is 3 holes in a row. It is considered the consecutive birdie, just so we're clarified. He's the only one I found so far this year in the 2021 season that got the consecutive birdie bonus 4 times in a row. No one else has done it. I think there was one other guy that did 3 rounds, and I don't remember off the top of my head who that was. But just so you understand, that's how I went through this. And even if you do stumble onto someone that is providing this, if they are just scraping data from here or even ShotLink, I found a lot of errors. So when you go back to this, there was guys that it would say that had 3 consecutive birdies, and then when I'd go through their scorecard for that event, they did not. They might have had an eagle and a birdie, but they didn't have another birdie or anything with it, so that doesn't count. You know, if you get an eagle and a birdie, it doesn't give you the consecutive birdie streak. So there was definitely errors, and so what I know is, you know, I went through it again. A lot of this information is also powered by ShotLink. That, you know, I had got the hard data that is correct. And so then I'll pull up, here it is. So here is every tournament with a guy that placed with at least 1 consecutive birdies. And of course I kept track. So there's Tony Finau. He had 3 at the Amex that we just had. Let's see while we're here, just curious. Dustin Johnson did it once at the Masters. Matthew Wolff had 3 at the Zozo. Of course, I told you Emiliano Green was the only guy with 4. But anyway, just so you can see, it all got rolled up. And then what I did is I put them in some totals, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys now. All right. So either get ready to do some screen capture, or you can write this down, or of course you can always come back. It's going to be here forever, and you can always reference this. And like I said, I am going to update this probably weekly, and I'm probably going to share it on my Tuesday shows, which is of course the top plays and fades. And then what I did is I said, okay, that's great that they had this many birdie streaks, but how many rounds did it take to get there? And then what you can do is some simple math to find out what is the percent of chance. Again, this is historical, but we can look at it and say, okay, Ryan Palmer, you've played 22 rounds so far in 2021. You've hit the birdie streak bonus 10 times. You almost have a 50% chance as of right now that every time you play in a tournament, that at least, you know, you're going to have a good chance of hitting the birdie streak bonus. And I think that's crazy. I would have never thought of such a thing. Rory Sabatini, I highlighted here. He has a 36% chance. If you go off this year's stats, he's had 8 birdie streaks in 22 rounds. You got Justin Thomas. He's played 24 rounds so far. He's got almost a 30% chance of hitting the birdie streak bonus. Some of these, you kind of go, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I kind of would guess that. But the Rory Sabatini one, I do play him, but I wouldn't have known it was, you know, that high so far this year. So it's pretty interesting stuff. There's also another thing to look at is that some of the bigger names, the Justin Thomases, DJs, of course, they're playing in tougher events, right? So some of the events that they played in was like the TOC, the Masters, the US Open. Those all fall under the 2021 season. So, of course, some of these guys playing tournaments, like Sanjay M, hasn't missed a tournament yet this year. He's played 42 rounds. He's had 8 birdie streaks. But if you look, when you start to weigh that out, he's only got a 19% chance of doing it. So that's, you know, it's kind of interesting information. Okay, the next top 20 players, if you look at just from a hot percent side, Harry Higgs, 27% came in. He's had 6 consecutive birdie streaks out of 22 rounds. Xander Shafley has only played 20 rounds. He's had 6 of them, and he's got a 30% chance of hitting it when you roster him. You know, you can kind of take a look at some of these other ones. Sebastian Munoz, you would think, you know, I would have thought he would have had some more, but he's played 36 rounds. He's had 7. So he's down to a 19% chance. Of course, Patrick Cantlay, I think he just had 2 of them at the American Express. Saturday and Sunday, he hit the consecutive birdie bonus, which got him up there. So he's got a 25% chance right now. And then this is more than actually 30 players. I went up to Windham Clark. So what I did here is I stopped at 5 birdie streaks. So there is, you know, 4, 3, all that. But I wanted to keep it, you know, where the guys that, you know, kind of made sense where they've had at least 5 so far this year. Bryson Shambo, he's only played 16 rounds of golf in the 2021 season. But he did it 5 times in that period. And you got to remember that the US Open was included in this. And I think the Masters too. Yeah. The Masters, which funny enough, there was quite a few guys that had the birdie consecutive bonus and the Masters, but he's got a 31% chance every time he tees it up, going again off historical information. Of course, anything can change, but that's all everything we do when we're picking players is historical information. No one still has not come up with the crystal ball yet. Jordan Spieth, I think, was interesting. You know, of course, his game is not where it was, or, you know, maybe never will be again since like the 2015 to 2017 seasons. But he's only played 18 rounds in 2021. He's had 5 birdie streaks, which got him up to almost 30% chance that he'll hit. And he is a good play, you know, for the price, depending that his price stays typically in the 7,000, low 8,000 range for a showdown. You know, a lot of people won't play him because he is, you know, so, you know, he could, you know, 3 birdies and then go out and double bogey. Who knows? But as you know, the bogeys take such little away comparative to the bonuses and the streaks. I think anybody else here wanted to highlight? Sam Burns, I thought was interesting. You know, he killed me at the American Express, but he's only played 20 rounds of golf so far in the 2021 season. You know, he's had 5, and that gets you, he's got a 25% chance of hitting. So if you think about that in the terms of if he makes, you know, plays all 4 rounds, one of those rounds he should get a birdie streak. So I think that's it. I think it's interesting stuff. Like I said, I'm not saying this is the end all be all and roster your whole team by this. This is, again, just one more data point that I wanted to know. And I also at some point will do bogey free, the bogey free bonus. I'd be curious how many guys also do that. It's something that I haven't seen anywhere else. You can't get this. You know, I use Fantasy National for all my statistical and modeling and information. But the one thing I've never seen on there or anywhere else is, you know, give me the birdie streak bonus guys and give me the bogey free guys. Who's the guys that are doing this on a typical basis? So that might be my next little project. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are new to listen to me, of course, I do 3 shows a week. I do the preview for the tournament, the course. I do my top plays and fades. And then, of course, I always do my sleepers and projections and any other news that comes out before the lock. So, yeah, if you like it, click like. If you didn't like it, tell me why not. See what I can do better. I'm always looking to improve. Share it with anybody else that you think might get some value. Subscribe if you are new and this is the first time you've ever listened to me. I would appreciate it greatly. The user community is growing, but we're still pretty small. So the way I look at it is right now we're still getting an edge. You guys are getting an edge because I'm doing deeper dive analytics and diving into the details. I know way more than a lot of the guys that do this who kind of just, you know, kind of comb over it. That's my opinion. You can, you know, agree or disagree. So thanks so much. And thanks for spending some time with me. And again, as Fast Eddie Felson says, money won is twice as sweet as money earned. That's why I'm doing this. That's why you do it. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's always great when you can hit some nice dollars. You guys take care and talk to you later.